We're talking to an anonymous eyewitness about his Dogman experiences out by the Horicon Marsh. And right now we're walking out to the path where it all first started. And he's going to tell us a story as we're walking. I'm not going to show him on camera because he's asked to remain anonymous. But go ahead and tell us how it started. And if you talk a little bit loud for me, please. Thanks.
While living at the property that I am living now, I have heard growls. Sorry, not growls, howls, and different odd noises at nighttime from this area.
Over here?
Down there is directly towards the Horicon Marsh.
Over that way. Okay.
In my property, the first odd thing that has ever happened was probably a year and a half ago. While taking out the dogs, I got close to the cornfields, which is right next to the property.
Okay.
And something really fast just backed away from the front of the cornfields, and you can hear it running through the cornfield. Whatever it was big enough where you actually heard the whole area where it was running just drop. Okay? And it ran back. I can't say it ran away completely, but it ran away enough where if I wanted to go see what it was, I had to go in there. It was pretty far back. After that, I do have a blade that I always carry in holster with me when I go out on trails. From that day forward, I always walked outside with my blade. That was a year and a half ago. In the month of June of this year, in this trail, my neighbor and his wife decided to go on a night hike. Okay? So they had their flashlights and they came about. Now up here where the tree line is, you'll have a trail that leads directly into Horicon.
On the left?
On the left side.
Okay.
On the right side of the Horicon Marsh.
Okay.
Towards the Waupun side.
Okay.
So it leads right there. They went on a night hike. They went down probably a mile and a half. And
This way.
Well, they turned back towards this area. When they did, they began to hear loud breathing behind them.
Okay.
That kind of scared his wife a bit, but they kind of played it off as being probably coyotes or whatnot. But the breathing, which later the husband described it as huffing sounds, became louder. That scared his wife a little bit more.
Did you say this was after dark?
Yes, this was at dark time.
Okay.
Somewhere between 11, 12 o'clock.
Okay. Wow, they walked that late?
Yes.
Wow. Not me.
I mean, I'm out that late, but I don't go walking trails, that late.
Not through the woods.
Right? So,
Yeah.
So
they were off this way to the left.
Right.
Walking.
Yes.
Okay, and then what happened?
Okay.
They were off down here.
Right. They were off down here. They had reached all the way down past where the cars are coming. So they had been on the other side. Halfway down here is where they started hearing the huffing noise and the trailing of them from behind. It got to the point where they kind of stopped and prayed because his wife was very scared. Because it felt like if they were like coming towards them, and she kind of freaked out, and she's a religious person, so they kind of stopped, prayed a little bit, and started walking a little bit faster this way.
Yeah.
They tried flashing backwards, but obviously you see how dense it is in there. You really can't see. He didn't see nothing.
Right.
When he got to the road and started walking this way, he says he heard what sounded like the nails on a dog on a pavement.
Okay.
Behind him. So he stopped, flashed back, but didn't see nothing.
How many nails?
he doesn't describe how many nails. He says it sounded like if dogs were walking on pavement with their nails. That's what it
Okay.
sounded like.
And you're saying he had a flashlight with him and
Yes, he had a
shining
flash
in the woods.
in the woods, but didn't see nothing.
Okay.
When he got probably quarters down here, probably where the first light pole is.
Right here.
Yeah, that's where he heard the supposed nails behind him, but you flashed this way. But again, he didn't see nothing. Now down here, it's not flat straight across, it goes down.
Okay.
So I can stand there and you will not see me.
Yep.
It kinda,
There's a drop off there.
it's
Quite a drop off.
right.
How
It's a drop there.
how deep do you think?
I'd say that's about 12, 14 feet down.
Wow,
Right.
12 or 14 feet. Okay.
So it's easy for somebody or for something to decide to just go in and not be seen.
Right.
Because it's like a valley type there. It goes down and then it goes all the way down towards the end. He began to try to flash back because he's hearing these noises, these nails. The nails stopped and they keep walking. Then he says that he heard like a yipping, howling type noises. By then, he says he's at probably the second post. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He flashes back into the tree line. From there in the tree line, he says he sees 5 sets of eye shine
Oh my God. Over behind me?
on that towards your right.
Oh my God. Back in here?
Back in there towards the other side.
Oh,
So that way
okay.
you can see from over there. And once we get down there, you can probably pan back and see how or where he was seeing it.
5 sets of eye shine.
5 sets of eye shine.
What
One,
color did he say?
amberish yellow,
Okay.
yellowish kind of. One was red.
Oh God.
It's kind of typical of these things.
Actually, I'll correct that. That's about 20 feet down.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going down more.
It's more 20 feet down there.
Right.
Okay. So then what happened?
So one of the first questions I asked him was, well, how high up was the eye shine? In the Horicon Marsh, it's typical to have people say that they see wolves, coyotes. I particularly have seen a wolf in the Horicon Marsh. So I asked him, how high was the eye shine? He says about yay tall. Now he's 5'10". So he raises his hand above his head.
Okay.
Then I'm presuming 6.5, maybe 7 foot
Tall.
off.
Okay.
That off the bat, I'm scratching my head because, well, that ain't no coyote and that ain't definitely no wolf.
And you're what, 6'3"?
I'm 6'3.5", so it's about he's raising it about
Your height?
6'2", 6'3".
Right.
-ish.
And he's 5'10". I'm only 5'6".
Okay.
So this to me would be higher on him. So that's what he says where the eye shine was. From there he began to hear what he describes as laughter.
Oh God.
I played back several laughters during this whole conversation with him. I never talked about Dogman. I never talked about Bigfoot.
Okay.
You know, I just played back noises, recordings, to see which one to him came natural to what he was hearing. The laughter to him sounded more hyena, human type, more than the Bigfoot laughters that you kind of hear or the recordings.
Right.
Okay, which is fine. As he got away further, he hears a howl. Okay, I play out different howls from different Bigfoots and whatnot. And
As he's going down the road here.
as he's going down the road.
Okay.
That's where he was almost halfway down there when he hears that. So I asked him, I played the noises again. The last one I played to him was a recording from the North American Dogman Project.
Okay.
His face literally lit up. You can see his hairs go up. And all he said was, that was exactly what I heard. Okay, at this time I have still not said anything about Dogman or Bigfoot.
Right. And he's never mentioned any of that to you either,
No,
right?
He's heard Bigfoot because he's lived in California. But he doesn't know nothing about Dogman, or he's never seen a Bigfoot either, or has had any encounters with it. So it's not in his brain.
Okay.
And that's how this all started. Now, what's funny is that when we go walk to my property, we'll start where I begin seeing the things and correlate to what he's seeing.
Right.
This
So now you're seeing it all by your house now.
right. This
Okay.
happened to him on a Friday. On a Saturday is when I begin to see what I began to see, and we talked on a Sunday. So on that Sunday, when he's telling me the story, one of the last questions I was like, "What was this?" He goes, "Well, Saturday." No, sorry, Friday. And I go,
Now, what month was this?
"This is still June."
June.
Beginning
Okay.
of June.
June of this year,
Right.
2017.
Right.
Okay.
So when he said, "Well, this was Friday," and I'm like, what I saw was Saturday. So off the top of my head was, did this thing follow you home? You know, which is
Oh, yeah.
obviously,
Yep.
you know, not far away. As
So
you can
from the
see,
path, followed him home down there.
right down there.
Okay.
Sounds like the case.
Right where you live.
Right. So and we can start
Okay. We'll go back.
headed back.
And so then, what happened next?
Okay. On his situation happened on a Friday night. My situation happened on a Saturday night. Since I work third shift, I've always been a night owl. Normally my wife brings in the dogs probably around 8, 9 o'clock. I'll bring them in around 12, 1 o'clock. So I get a chance to see or hear things that others might not because they're all sleeping. at that
Right.
time.
Right.
At this time, I knew because you buy the bags of water, the 35 bottles of water.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to get that first. Now, if we went up there, if you look back towards the tree line,
Back this way?
that's where he said he saw the eye shine. You see that it goes and there's like a little opening there?
Mm-hmm.
That's where he said he
Oh,
saw
I
the eye
see.
shine.
Right there.
Right.
Here, let me zoom in there. Okay. Right there.
Right there.
Okay. That's where he saw the 5 pairs of eye shine.
5 pairs of eye shine.
Oh, here comes a car. Okay.
Okay, so that night I go outside. Now, as you can see around, there's no street lights. There's no lights whatsoever.
No lights anywhere.
So if it's gloomy out, if there's no moon, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
I always carry a headlamp with me on my head when I walk out. Keeps my hands free and I can see. When I get to the car, to my car, as I walk to it, I see a pair of eye shine.
Oh, Lord.
And it was coming towards the house. Now it was coming very stealthy, very cat-like.
And did it look like it was on all fours?
All fours.
And it was about how tall then, do you think?
All fours squatted down. I'd say probably the size of my Belgian Malinois. So probably 24 inches off the ground.
Okay, 24 inches.
You know, and then again, it was moving very cat-like, very stealthy, very silently.
Okay.
When I got to, now we have stray cats. We got 2 black stray cats. But the stray cats are the size of your little dog.
Okay.
So when I see
Like
eye
Louis.
shine up at 24 inches, when I realized that, I stopped and tried to look at what it was, which was still headed towards the house. When I stopped, it stopped. I tried to figure out what it was. So I moved forward towards it. It moved backwards while still looking at me, which I found kind of odd afterwards because most animals would rather just turn around and walk away, not just go back in reverse.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was trying to keep itself away from the light. So I stopped when it did that. Then I proceeded to go forward again. At that time, it turned around while still having its head towards me and got to the tree that we'll see in a minute when we get there. got to the tree. Now the eye shine is probably I'm gonna say 5 to 6 feet off the ground.
Okay, the eye shine was 5 to 6 feet off the
Right.
ground then?
Looked at me and proceeded to go up the tree.
Oh, God.
As it went up the tree, you can definitely hear from my distance, and I'll show you where I was at. It was heavy. Whatever it was snapping twigs, and and you can hear it as it scurried up. It stopped at the tree and proceeded to look at me the rest of the moment that I was outside trying to get the bag of water.
And you don't think it was a cougar?
It could have been.
Until you actually saw what it was, right?
Days later.
I don't
Right.
know that would be that
Exactly.
many feet off the ground.
Yeah,
unless it was in a tree.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
At that point,
not that tall.
No.
At that point, what I'm seeing right now, maybe it wasn't the dog, but what has happened consecutively afterwards makes me wonder if it was that or not. When I did climb the tree, it was pretty up high. One of the things that I see, because at first my mind went trying to figure out what was what. One of the main things that I saw was that his eye shine was 2 to 3 times the size of my dog's. Now I have
So his eyes were 2 or 3 times the
yes,
size of your
they were
dog's?
huge.
And you have large dogs?
I got an 80-pound and a 75-pound dog.
Okay.
So that was awkward for me. I'm like, but I couldn't see the whole body because it moved backwards on me from the light. So I can't, it's like, well, I can't determine what really it was.
Were you able to determine the color of this
Whatever it was had to be black,
black?
because even though the headlamp illuminated part, but shadows are shadows. Unless it is white and it's completely different from the shadows, everything just blends in.
Well, how fast do you think it scurried up the tree?
It didn't go, up the tree really fast. Up the tree, it didn't waste time to go up the tree.
What size tree?
I'll show you right now. This will be the last tree in this line right here.
Shutting off. Keeps shutting off, but I keep turning back.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It seems like it times out, after a little bit of.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
I don't think I really missed much. 'Cause it's just,
No,
a
it's
tree.
fine. I'm just in case we hear a Bigfoot howl or a Dogman or something.
This was interesting.
What side of the tree did it come up?
On the other side.
That side?
Okay, so this is the tree.
This is the tree.
Okay.
When it was, this is the thing where it was. Here we go. This is where I first saw it. Was from that little pine tree right there. Probably halfway to this tree.
Okay, so you saw it halfway in between here.
Right, that's where it was. It was walking that way.
Okay.
At one point, it stopped here and looked at me. So I can see the eye shine at I would have to stand over there, but I'm guessing probably about this height, where it just stopped to look. And then it just went up.
So this was part of the tree. It went up
Right.
itself.
Yep.
Do you know about how high it went up?
High up. I mean, it's probably that big branch up there, because from, if you stand over there, you can see an opening in the clearance in the trees.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I don't.
Well, you can tell something scurried up though because it has a lot of scuffs in the bark. Not,
Oh, yeah. Right
not
there.
short scuffs either.
Yep, you're right. There's one there, and there's one there.
There's a bunch of them actually.
Are there?
Yeah.
Where are the other ones? Oh, going up. Yep.
Going up,
You can see where it dented the bark. Wow. Did you ever find any footprints or anything out here? No, because it's all grass and
Grass
gravel.
and-
Yep.
Some of it's mossy, so the next day it'll just pop back up.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the harder things. And then on there, you really can't see any prints in there because it's all gravel rocks.
I wish I brought my climbing gear.
Oh, you could go up there, huh? And see if there's anything up there. There could be some hair or something.
Well, I cut down trees, so I climb
Oh, do
them
you?
all the time. I mean, I know I can get up this one easily.
Yeah,
This ain't nothing.
Yeah, but you can't see where something's climbed up there, something big. Because look at that. And it goes all the way up. Yeah, here's another one. Right there. So then, after it was up in the tree, what happened?
okay, after it was in the tree, by the time I went, got the water, went in the house.
In the back. Okay.
Grabbed my knife to holster it. When I looked back, the eyeshine was no longer there.
It was no longer up in the tree?
No,
Okay.
it was gone.
Okay.
I tried looking around this area that day to figure out what it was, but not seeing nothing. It's probably 12:30 at nighttime, maybe.
Yeah.
Some of my dogs were still out. So
Out in the dog pen?
All right, so I
Okay.
just said, forget it. You know, I lost the interest of trying to figure out what.
What that was?
Right.
Really? I guess you could demonstrate the human inability.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Look how hard it is
Hard
for a human to get
try
up there.
I guess do it, and if something else is able to climb it that fast,
Yeah.
And it went up this area,
straight up.
straight up.
So
All you can drive to the top, that's where it kind of turned around. But you can definitely see when it.
So which branch do you think it was standing on?
On the top one, the big one.
The big one up
There's
there?
a big one up there.
Oh, I see.
see it.
Holy
yeah,
moly.
that's pretty high up.
Yeah. That's pretty high up there. Do you see anything up there?
I just see scuff marks.
Look for hair. And don't fall.
Please.
That's what insurance is for.
No.
If I don't have insurance.
No.
God only gave you one backbone.
Correct.
Don't break it.
I don't feel like feeding you your soup through a straw.
Right.
And yeah, and I've seen it
I don't
done
wanna
many
eat your cooking
times.
through
It's
a
not a
straw.
free sight.
Why don't you come down, please?
Yeah, it's just got a lot of scuffs up here.
All right.
And that, you know, that was that day.
So didn't you go into the house then and get a knife?
Yes.
Did you tell me?
Yes.
And then you came back out and it was gone,
It was
right?
gone.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you gave up for that night.
For that night.
And then what happened?
That week, Wednesday is normally trash day. Okay.
Okay, Wednesday?
Right. If
Okay.
it's a holiday or depending on the situation, they'll come on a Thursday. Okay. So this Thursday it was one of those situations.
Okay.
Whatever it might have been, they didn't come Wednesday. They came Thursday. My neighbor, which has a Chevy truck that you see the parked on the side,
Uh-huh.
comes down the road. to leave his
Comes
trash,
down this road over here.
right?
Okay.
To leave his trash at the corner, where he always leaves it. As he gets there, he parks halfway into the road, halfway down, you know, towards the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves his door open, his driver's side door open. He goes to the back to get the trash out the back, and he sees movement in front of his truck.
Okay.
Didn't really bother him, the movement. He's seen a lot of coyotes around here, so to him it's just, well, whatever it was. Got the trash bags, went around his door. At this time, he still has his back towards the truck. So he drops his bags, and when he turns around, he's face to face. His description: a wolf on steroids.
Oh, God.
He says, now my bulldog is very muscular, very ripped, has large hind legs, thick-boned, has a hump in the back. He describes this thing was beefier, his words, beefier than your bulldog in comparison to size.
Uh-huh.
It looked like it was a bodybuilder. So I'm still looking at him going, okay, describe more. At one point, my dog is tied over there, and my dog turns around, so you see his hind legs, and he says, it had bigger hind legs than your dog. And I'll say, well, wolves aren't built like that. Are you sure you weren't seeing something else? Like, no, this was a wolf. you know, and he described the hair, and it said it had wolf-type hair, you know, on it.
Was it the same color, black?
Black, he described it as black with having a white stripe coming down.
Coming down from the ears down to the chest.
Right, the chest area.
From both ears down to the chest, right?
That
Okay.
was his description of the color. Amber color eyes, kind of yellowish. But you know, he describes, because I asked him, did it have a hump on the back? And then he looks at my bulldog and he goes, yeah, like your dog. He goes, one of the things he describes, which was interesting for me, was he says his paws was if you were looking at a mountain lion. They were huge, you know. They had big feet. Wolves aren't. But okay, I left the description. I left the description at that.
Thank you. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. He
Thank you.
after he saw it, he said it started giving some yips. He kind of
Thank
backed up
you.
into the door, got in the car, and drove off. They're gonna get up here to the mosquito zone.
Oh, yeah. Get out of the mosquito area.
And drove off. Now that was an interesting description.
It was
Again,
on all fours, right?
all fours.
Okay.
At any moment in time, I never. Yes, I had the thought in my head, could this be your infamous Dogman? But I didn't go beyond that. I've never seen a Dogman, so it's just something that, okay, I know it has to exist. Bigfoot exists, so well, might as well, but I'm not really into it at the moment. That was that Thursday. A week later, you see where the kennels are at.
Mm-hmm.
Right? See where that tree
Way
is at.
back in there. Okay.
Right between the car and the trees, I had let out my bulldog. My bulldog comes running towards the house, which they do automatically. It's a automatic thing. Open the door, they run to the front door. From there, I see these most humongous eyeballs at mailbox level.
Okay.